A math teacher employed at the Nassau Christian Academy was found dead this morning in her home off Soldier Road. As authorities tried to determine the cause of death, family, friends, and her school family are mourning her loss. Our Genea Noel-Ferguson has the story.
Police were alerted of the death of a woman shortly after 7 Tuesday morning. Suspecting that a serious crime had occurred, Central Detective Unit officers were called to investigate. Preliminary investigations, however, ruled out foul play. Chief Superintendent of Police Paul Rolle said an autopsy will have to be done to determine the exact cause of death. It's now being handled as a sudden death case.
One of our colleagues came to pick her up this morning and found her on the floor in the residence.
Any injuries about the body? Any foul play suspected at this time?
Well, we're investigating the circumstances, and like I said, we'll provide a little more details later.
The woman was identified by neighbors as 54-year-old Sharon Johnson McCoy, who reportedly lived alone in the area for many years. Neighbors say she recently returned from visiting her husband in Atlanta and also has a daughter in Jamaica. Now she caught a ride to work every morning with her friend, who discovered her body inside the home.
It's a shocker. I'm very good friend with her because she gave me the key to come inside of her house.
She was quiet, humble person. Every morning you wake up, you would say, "Hi, Miss Sharon," or "Hi, Miss Johnson," and she would walk off, or she'll be standing in the yard waiting on a ride.
Now, Miss Johnson McCoy lives just minutes away from her place of employment. She was a teacher here at the Nassau Christian Academy for more than 20 years. Officials say her loss is a significant one.
Profound teacher. She is dedicated. She was on time. She was almost always at school. Very good, a very good record, and she pushed her students and really motivated them. She was an old schooler, also tough, but she loved them, and they knew it, that she was pushing them because of her interest in seeing them get ready and do very well at the exam.
Johnson McCoy's desk remains just as she left it, books neatly stacked and a small calculator and red pen pushed aside. School principal Benford Isaac says Johnson McCoy would have left school early Monday. He described her as a stern but caring teacher who always wanted the best for her students.
Yesterday she was unwell. She came to me and I instructed my physical education HOD, Mr. Beckford, to take her home or to the hospital. But we said to her, "Do you want to go?" 5 times, and she didn't seem to want to go.
She was kind of a tough teacher, but now that she's dead, I just feel kind of sad knowing that she's now gone.
I feel very bad because she was a very loving teacher, and she's one of my favorite teachers.
I feel bad because we were supposed to have a test, so we could have go better if we didn't do as well as we did in those other quizzes. But even though she left, we still have her in our hearts.
Now, grief counseling sessions were held for the students throughout the day to help them cope and come to terms with the loss. Genea Noel-Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Attorneys for 2 men convicted of killing Tamar Morley 8 years ago have asked the court to exercise leniency when sentencing them in a few days. Morley was sitting in his vehicle outside Super Value store on Blue Hill Road when around 11 o'clock someone showed up and shot him as he sat outside waiting for his wife to get off work. During today's proceedings, the defense lawyers noted that both convicts, Valentino Euster and Kessler Lexador, are still young and can be rehabilitated. Prosecutor Anthony Delaney agreed, but he reminded the court that the convicts used a gun to commit the crime, that someone is dead, and none of the convicts have shown any remorse. In the end, Justice Turner adjourned the decision to April 12th to give himself more time to consider the submissions.
If you know of a crime, please call Crime Stoppers at 328-8477, toll free 242-300-8477. You can also check them out on www.crimestoppersbahamas.com. Let's stop the crime before it's your time.